Orleans. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New Orleans Saints. Here's the Eagles' second-year man, Jake Elliott, to get us started. And we are underway from the Superdome. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. On first down, Breeze. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be a second down. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. He'll cost himself some yardage there.
To throw, it's Breeze. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Mike Bennett in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, that allows your blitzers to get there.
To throw is Breeze. He's going to fight. He's got a man complete. That goes as a gain of 36 on third down. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the offense Took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. to throw on second down. Fourth, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Michael Bannon in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. From the gun, it's Breeze. Over the middle, complete. That's Carr. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
11.
They'll go for it. It's Breeze. Flush to his right. And that is going to be incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. And that could be a major momentum swing here early.
Because the defense stopped them. How great is that? They go for it on the first drive of the game. They're the ones trying to establish something, trying to assert a little dominance. And guess what?
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The football going back over to the New Orleans Saints and a team this year, Charles, that really took off after that Week 1 loss. For me, it all came together Week 9. You think back to that game when they beat the Rams, knocked off their undefeated streak to start the regular season. So now, are the Saints really Super Bowl winning contenders? I mean, do you put them in that category?
Oh, I certainly do, and I think people were wondering how they would respond this season after what happened to end last season, the Minneapolis Miracle, where they ended up giving up the touchdown pass in the last play of the game in the playoffs. And when it started losing at home to Tampa Bay, many wondered if their psyche had really been affected, but they've regrouped since then. The defense is really playing well. And then there's always Drew Brees to Mike Thomas, and that has worked very well for them.
Well, since you mentioned Michael Thomas, and we talked about that win over the Rams, never forget going to get the flip phone, Mr. Michael Thomas. Channeling his inner Joe Horn from back in the day. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Ready. Waiting.
On second down, Kamara. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And the tackle there by Chris Long. Now Breeze on third down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Long coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be fourth down. And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And Lutz's kick is good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
Philly's offense getting the ball again here in just a second. But if you look at the NFC picture as a whole, a lot of talk, understandably so, about the Rams and the Saints, the Panthers even. But what kind of chance do you give the Eagles of getting back to the Super Bowl?
I give them a good chance because Carson Wentz continues to get better coming back from the knee injury. they made the deal to get Golden Tate, which gives them another weapon at receiver, and that's starting to get better for them. Zach Ertz has been tremendous at tight end. They need to get healthier in the offensive line, get that back intact, and that defense can be very, very good, especially Fletcher Cox wrecking things from his defensive tackle position.
They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Throwing on first is Wentz. And shedding through the tackle. Over the middle, complete to Tate. A gain of 6 there on first.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hey, other side, solid.
Now it's Ajayi. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So after the run by Jay Ajayi, here's 1st and 10. Snap coming at 1. Now Wentz. Flushed out right. And an alley to run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first. So the youngster able to use the legs to pick up the first.
And one of my pet peeves when they see this guy play, when Carson Wentz takes off running the football, I always hear people go, oh, he's sneaky athletic. No, he's athletic. Watch him do it. He's an integral part of the quarterback run game, and he gets it done very, very well.
Yeah, you don't like sneaky athletic, do you? That's just kind of a jab in the back.
Yeah, not when it doesn't apply. I think that's a stereotype that needs to be broken down for him.
82. Good chip. Great 15. 82.
Wentz now on first down. Escaping the pressure right. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Wentz again here on 2nd and 10. And complete to Zach Ertz. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down. Now a toss play. It's Ajayi. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Run. Hey, Lou.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle, Rodgers has it. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Shorty.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Wentz. Dancing to his left. And he connects with Ertz. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Able to convert on 4th to bring up 1st and goal. That's a big 3 yards right there. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will make his way back to where he started from, and that's all, as we will make our way to the 2-minute warning. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still second down.
Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on 2nd and goal. They'll toss it to Ajayi. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal. Shotgun now for Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete. A hat tip to P.J. Williams there defensively, making sure that one didn't find its target.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Well, that will go down as a 15-play drive, and it results in 3 points. So some disappointment?
It's funny. We had our conference before the game with the offensive coordinator, and what did he tell us? I just want every drive to end in a kick, right? An extra point.
The Saints coming out now to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Changing topics here for just a second to look ahead to our Thanksgiving slate. You know, you got Chicago and Detroit early, but then, of course, Dallas late. And it's a rivalry game. They host Washington.
Yeah, and how great is that we're going to get that one on Thanksgiving, because they've given us some memorable ones throughout the years. And it's always interesting to hear just how intense this rivalry is, even in today's NFL. I've talked to guys who have played for both Dallas and Washington, and they always say it's such a struggle when they hear they have to go to the other team. No matter what the circumstances, that's the one team that you don't want to go play for. And they always say it's very strange to put on that other uniform.
Whoever wins that game, the turkey will taste a lot better in the locker room after. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it 2nd down. From midfield, here's Breeze. Alluding to and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. 3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here.
Ready. Waiting. Sammy. Kill. Hey, turn it up.
shotgun now for Breeze. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And now running right through it. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Breeze now on 1st down. Flush to his right. Staying on his feet. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go. Get set. We got three, fellas.
Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Ajayi. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. A final shot before half for Wentz. He's going to let one into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Well, that came a little abruptly here. Still working on my apple up in the booth. Hang on here. Let me spit this out. And we can get to the 3rd quarter now. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's Carson Wentz now with the rest of his offensive unit heading onto the field. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the 3rd quarter. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe you change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 12 yards there as they move the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run with Ajayi. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Cortez at left side. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Great.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more on that one, and another first down. On 1st down, Wentz goes underneath for Sproles. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. This man was a Saint for 3 years. It's Darren Sproles. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
So statistically, both of these offenses have a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. And that is incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
A good drive gets him inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at the 40. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Well, Week 12 in the NFL, also Thanksgiving week, and 3 games on Thanksgiving. We know about Chicago and Detroit, Washington, and Dallas. Don't forget about the 3rd and final game on Turkey Day, just as the early Black Friday shoppers are lining up. Atlanta and New Orleans.
And those Black Friday shoppers will be throwing serious elbows about the time this bad boy kicks off. Now, think about this weekend, or think about this Thanksgiving. It has the feel of a college rivalry week.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Brandon Graham in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Check 15. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Great 15.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Oh, he stays up, buying time to his left. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Wentz going to try and throw on third. And this is going to be incomplete. Coverage there by Von Bell. Well, pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
And just a 30-yard punt that time. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. They completed the screen, but one of the things you worry about is can the quarterback get rid of the ball before he's actually tackled? So your offensive linemen have to hold up the rushers a little bit because you want to make sure you keep your guy's jersey clean throughout the game.
Breeze now, throwing the out route incomplete. That's Watson. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The reception good for 7. It's third down. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. The Saints on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Breeze. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Sproles, the return. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And again, the footwork. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
On first down, Breeze. Now he'll be hit from behind, and he is landed on hard. Jordan Hicks in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now Breeze. Over the middle to Smith. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. Nifty footwork at the 45. Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Breeze will try again on 2nd down. But it's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Now Breeze on 3rd down. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play. And that's going to bring up the 4th down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And his kick is good. Not by much. It was leaking oil in the end, but he tucks it in the bottom right corner. And we are all tied here in the final stages. So a clutch field goal there off the upright and in that ties this thing here in the late going. I'm going to say that he called bank there. What do you think?
He did not call bank.
I think he called bank.
There's no way he called bank on that one. You want to give your head coach some heart murmurs, though? Banking field goals in the 4th quarter because he's going to need an oxygen mask after that one.
The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Here's Ajayi. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
46 down, where's my boy?
They run again with Ajayi. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. This is Ajayi. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. The Eagles hustling to the line. Clock rolling. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Demario Davis there on the stop. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. The Eagles on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6. To throw is Wentz. Caught right side, it's Jeffrey. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. An Eagle first down. Wentz hooking up with Jeffrey.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag. Completed it very well.
Wentz now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now Wentz. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Tyler Davison forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Trey 15.
Back to throw. Wentz. He completes it to Tate. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Would be a long field goal try from here as they try to hustle to the line. Wentz to throw. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. This from 55 yards out. It has the distance, and it is good from 55 yards out. And the Eagles are going to win the football game. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost felt like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you?
I
loved
did.
The defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. Till next time, we say so long from the Bayou.